Hey guys, this is Spencer from Periphery
Hi, this is Misha from Periphery, and you are watching the Kerrang
podcast.
video broadcast.
Video podcast.
Video podcast.
Podcast.
Kerrang video podcast.
Kerrang
I think
video
I think we
podcast.
nailed that on our first take.
So joining us on today's podcast is Misha and Spencer from Periphery. How are you doing today?
Good, how you doing, man?
Yes, very good.
All right.
Yeah. So how's the UK tour been so far? Had a bit of a mishap at the start, I believe.
We've had the whole tour has been a mishap health-wise,
Right.
but because I think right now we're at 4 counts of stomach flu. He's got bronchitis. I'm fine though, which is good.
Yeah, he started off the tour bad, but now he's fine. Him and Matt gave it to all of us, and it just
Matt
kind of
Matt and I, who are the
there.
only guys who are really fine now, started off with colds on the plane, which I think were not helped by jet lag or lack of sleep or touring, and then it just all went downhill from there. But the good news is the tour has gone fantastic.
Yeah.
Other than that, the shows have been phenomenal, best crowds we've ever played. Like, we never really expected it to be quite as good as it actually turned out to be. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's your first time in the UK as
It is.
Periphery.
That's right.
I mean, what's been your favourite city or town so far? Who's brought it? To
That's
the
really there.
All of them have been so good. It's really hard to.
It is
to
really
say
hard
which one
to
is the
pick
best.
because
I mean,
it's just like whichever one you remember last is gonna be the best. They really every night we've been like, oh my god.
the clubs have just been jam packed, and like the energy that's coming off of the crowd is crazy. Like we've never played to crowds like this before, so it's really cool for us.
And it's really just hard to pick a favorite when every night you're like, oh my god, that was the best crowd ever. Oh my god, that was seriously, like, we don't play shows like this at home, so we really feel the love and we appreciate it.
We talked about tour mishaps before. Your guitarist broke his finger.
Yeah.
How did that happen? First of all,
He was he was like hanging our banner up, and he was standing on something that was not on as stable ground as he thought, and his entire weight fell on his middle finger on his left hand, which for a guitarist is
Quite
Finger
important.
was literally like
it was sideways.
crooked.
It was sideways, and we
horrible.
were all on stage, but I didn't even see it happen. I just saw the effect. So I'm looking at his hand. I immediately knew that something like really bad had happened because he was just staring at it, sort of processing like everything from like damn to wow, I'm not going to be able to play the rest of this tour, which really sucks because it's like our first headliner and it's our first time in the UK, and that was day 3 of tour.
Yeah.
So
When the finger is set and healed, will he be all right to play guitar again?
yeah,
He'll
he'll
be
be
fine,
totally
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But see, like he dislocated and had a minor fracture, so basically they're like the healing time is 2 to 3 weeks, which is basically the rest of the tour, unfortunately.
But you know what? Like, it's very misfortunate that it happened, or unfortunate rather. But I would have rather it happened here than the States. Like, thank God for your guys' healthcare here.
Yeah,
you have to pay a
seriously.
cent for it.
Yeah, no.
How many dollars would we be talking to?
I'd
heal a
say
broken
at
finger?
least
Couple thousand,
1,000.
yeah.
At least 1,000.
Yeah.
And he was
Definitely.
treated like that. He was back in time for the gig. So thanks.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks, UK healthcare system.
Yeah.
Please teach us Americans how to have good healthcare.
Yes, we're
Because that
very
was
lucky.
awesome.
So does it look like he's giving everyone the finger now?
No, no, they're tied together. He can't offend anyone. Well, he's got
He's
a
giving
right
the
hand.
super finger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the super finger. That's all he can do right now.
Yeah.
Um,
If it's set in a weird way, would he be able to play some really weird diminished 7 chords?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully he'll come back just like twice as evil. You know.
Excellent. What are your plans for sort of until the summer? What have you got on the horizon?
We got another tour after this one, which is like it's like a week after. So hopefully his finger will be like good by then, and that's with Fair to Midland and Scale the Summit, and that's like for like the better part of like a month and a half.
Yeah, it's a
to
pretty
2
long
months.
one.
Right.
So basically until May we're touring, and then after that there's a lot of plans that are up in the air. We're figuring stuff out, but I really want to take. I mean, we have an EP coming out April 19th, I believe. Like
All
it's
right.
sort of like a 1.5 release. It's got like remixes of Icarus Lives, which was like our first single.
As well as some new ones.
Yeah, some new stuff, some B-sides that were hard to get, and it's got both music videos. It's like nice little in-between release. And then like hopefully we can start working on our next album, which I really, really want to be a double album if at all possible. If we can get the time off, I want to do like half concept album, half like regular album. Like think like sort of like 6 Degrees by Dream Theater, like, you know, just 2 discs. And
we have a lot of ideas for it, so yeah.
So we just want to, like, now that we've been touring for like the better part of a year and a half, like, I think we're ready to go back in the studio and start writing again, start getting creative.
You said that you recorded the album in your living room. Do you have very understanding neighbours?
Well, thanks to technology, I was able to do it pretty much silently.
Headphones.
Yeah, we just went.
Silent
We went direct with everything, and even the drums. We had our drummer Matt play an electronic kit because there's these samples I use by Tune Track that I just love to death. So I'd play an electronic kit, and I took the MIDI data and I just imported it. And the only microphone on the album was his vocals, but he did that over in San Diego.
Yeah, I did it at my friend's house in San Diego where I live.
So
that's cool.
And then just emailed them over to me. So
very DIY though.
Yeah, it's very DIY effort, but that's kind of how we work. It works, you know.
Yeah.
It works for us.
I mean, to an untrained ear, you wouldn't guess it was recorded, and you know.
Well, thank you
very much. It didn't cost us a cent either.
Yeah,
that's
it was
the
a free. It was a free
know?
album. We're trying to keep our overhead as low as possible.
Would you do that again then?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because normally living rooms are a place to eat snacks.
Yeah, no,
and
ours
watch
is a
Mad
place
Men.
to record music.
Yeah.
But that's it's just working with what you got. It's the best way that we know how to do what we do. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Cool. Apart from your guitarist finger.
But apart from that, that is broken. We definitely do need to fix that. But in a matter of weeks, he'll be fine. And in the meantime, we got our good friend Nolly filling on guitar, who is a better guitarist than any of us are. So it's probably
ridiculous.
We probably sound better for it. Sorry, Jake. Oh, that was a bad.
That was bad.
That was a bad.
Dude. Don't let Jake see this.
No.
One of the bands on the tour with you is Tesseract, British guys, and there's this new kind of musical genre being bandied about called it's like djent.
Yes.
Could you explain to us what djent means?
Djent,
apart from sounding like a Belgian town.
Right. No. Right. No. Well, it all it is like. It's really just the onomatopoeia of a palm mute, like on a guitar, but like the Meshuggah style where you stack power chords, and it sounds very metallic. It's like djent, djent, djent. If you listen to the intro of like Soul Burn by Meshuggah, you'll totally understand. But it seems to have like gone from that into a genre which really doesn't have much to do with that at all. It just like seems to refer to low tuned open note syncopated guitars, and I'd say it's definitely a part of the sound on every band on this tour, but it's not our focus necessarily.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, which is why we called the tour the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of silly like that, I guess.
And gentlemen.
And we are true gentlemen. No. But yeah, like it's something that seems to be, I guess, catching a bit of attention now, which is good, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want any band to limit themselves to any one sound, including that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, all the bands on this tour, and as far as they're concerned, we're all progressive.
Yeah.
Because progressive, you can do whatever you want.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, and I like that. I don't like being limited to any one sound. So although we do all have aspects of that, and that's cool that people recognize that, like, we are just progressive bands, and we are just gonna do whatever sounds good to us, no matter what you call it.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us on the Kerrang podcast. I hope that the broken finger heals very quickly.
Me too, man.
And we'll see you again in the future, no doubt.
Yeah, we definitely will. Thanks for interviewing us.
Thank you.
Kerrang!